Unforgettable Stories. Written by Vitaliy Bianki. Narrated by Harriet. Anutka's Duck. The pond flooded after the autumn rains. Wild ducks flew in every evening. The miller's daughter Anutka liked listening to them splash and bustle in the darkness. The miller often went hunting in the evenings. Anutka was very bored sitting alone in the house. She came out to the dam and called, "Ducky, ducky, ducky," and threw breadcrumbs into the water. But the ducks would not come to her. They were wary of Anutka and flew away, their wings whistling. This made her sad. "The birds don't like me," she thought. "They don't trust me." Anutka herself loved birds very much. The miller kept neither chickens nor ducks, and Anutka wanted to tame some wild birds. One late autumn evening the miller returned from the hunt. He propped his rifle in the corner and threw down a sack of his shoulder. Anutka rushed over to sort through the game. The big sack was stuffed full of ducks of various kinds. Anutka knew how to tell them apart by size and by bright-coloured bands on their wings. The big mallard ducks had purple-blue bands, little teals green ones, and garganys grey ones. Anutka pulled them out of the sack one after another, counted them and sorted them into piles on a bench. "How many have you got?" asked the miller, tucking into his bowl of soup. 14, said Anutka. "Wait, there might be one more." Anutka reached into the sack and pulled out the last duck. The bird suddenly twisted out of her hands and quickly waddled under the bench, dragging the shattered wing. "It's alive!" Anutka exclaimed. "Give it here," said the miller. "I'll twist its neck." "Daddy, let me have this duck," asked Anutka. "Whatever for?" the miller wondered. "I'll make it better." "But it's wild. It won't stay." Anutka had kept asking and asking until she was allowed to keep the duck. The little duck settled in the pond. Anutka tied it to a bush by one foot. Whenever the duck wanted, she could go swimming or go back to the shore. Anutka bandaged the damaged wing with one clean rag. Winter came. At night, a thin crust of ice appeared on the water. Wild ducks no longer came to the pond. They were gone south. Anutka's duck huddled under the bush, cold and lonely. Anutka took her into the house. The rag Anutka used to bandage the duck's wing had grown into the bone and stayed there. And so, instead of a dark blue band with a purple sheen, the duck now had a white patch on her left wing. And so, Anutka named her duck White Patch. White Patch was no longer wary of Anutka. She let the girl pet her and pick her up, came when she called, and ate from the palm of her hand. Anutka was very pleased. She was no longer bored when her father left the house. In spring, as soon as the ice on the river melted, wild ducks came back. Anutka once again tied White Patch to the bush with a long rope and let her go swimming in the pond. White Patch started tugging at the rope, screeching, and trying to fly away with the wild ducks. Anutka felt sorry for her, but also didn't want to part from her. But then Anutka decided, "I can't very well keep her here by force, can I? Her wing is healed, spring is here, she wants to nest and have babies. She'll come back when she remembers me." She let White Patch go and told her father, "When you go hunting, watch out for the one with the white rag on her wing. Don't shoot my White Patch." The miller only sighed. "Some hostess you are, taking your household apart piece by piece. And here I thought I might go to town, get a drake, and Anutka's duck would have babies." Anutka was taken aback. "You didn't say anything about a drake. Besides, maybe White Patch won't like it in the wild. Maybe she'll come back." "You are such a fool, Anutka. Who ever heard of a wild bird coming back into captivity? You might feed a wolf all you want, and he still looks towards the woods. Now your duck will end up in a hawk's claws, and that will be that." The weather grew rapidly warmer. The river crested again and flooded.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?